When you read chapter 2 in your textbook this week, you read about the ethics of marketing. Ethics is kind of a tricky topic because we all have a different set of ethics or values. In the post for this week's assignment, I talk about multi-level marketing, or MLMs, and how they're kind of an ethical gray area because they recruit people with the promise of making money fast without a lot of work, but the vast majority of people end up paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for products that they have a really hard time selling. But whether this is ethical or not is kind of a gray area. I want you to take a stance, but I also want to talk to you about different ethical viewpoints. Your textbook lists 5 philosophical approaches to ethics. Think about which one you identify with most. I want to tell you how one company can make marketing messages using each of these 5 different ethical approaches. So I'm going to use my friend Jen's company, Mountain Meat Shares. Jen is a super badass homesteader out in Arlie, and several years ago, she became frustrated with the fact that she couldn't buy local meat and produce easily produced by farmers here in the Missoula Valley. So she bought a farm, used some of the skills she learned from her own homesteader grandparents, and got chickens and goats and cows and pigs, and coordinates with farmers from around Missoula Valley to put together these subscription boxes of local meat and produce, and also brings together a community of people to learn how to cook with all these local ingredients. This is also a super sustainable company because, like we talked about in Tuesday's class, when we reduce our carbon footprint by buying locally, we're doing good things for the environment. So Jen is super cool, and I'll be using her company, Mountain Meat Shares, as an example. The first ethical philosophy is the utilitarian approach. When we use this approach, we say we're just trying to do the most good with the least harm. So if Jen were to create a marketing campaign using the utilitarian approach, she could say something like, many of us know that eating meat uses a lot of resources, water and land, but most of us eat meat on a daily or weekly basis. So here at Mountain Meat Shares, I'm helping you put meat on your plate with the least amount of effect on the environment. The second ethical approach is the rights approach. And the rights approach is about protecting people's rights to make their own choices. So in her marketing, if she were taking the rights approach, Jen could say something like, every week you're going out and buying groceries. I'm giving you the right to buy and use groceries that are grown right here in your hometown. The third approach is the fairness or justice approach. This means making sure that people are treated equally. With this approach, Jen could send a message like, at Mountain Meat Shares, I'm doing my best to make sure that your local farmers and ranchers are represented fairly when you make choices about who you want to buy products from. The fourth approach is the common good approach, when we talk about how our product or process contributes to the greater good for the community. Jen can send a message like, at Mountain Meat Shares, I bring together local farmers and ranchers and provide you with healthy subscription boxes because it creates a win-win for everyone. Local business people get paid, you eat better, and you feel good about supporting your local economy. Last, there's the virtue approach. The virtue approach is when a marketer or a business appeals to specific virtues like love, honesty, or courage. Mountain Meat Shares could take the virtue approach, saying something like, when you buy meat for your family from a mass-produced plant, do you really know what's in that product? Mountain Meat Shares is all about honesty. We're built on transparency. The meat you get in your subscription box is born here, grown here, butchered here. It never leaves our community. And how could you be more honest and transparent than that? Marketers can take one of these 5 approaches when they write messages to put on websites or in campaigns on social media, in Instagram captions, or on packaging. Which philosophy you choose depends on who you are, the target market you're speaking to, and the type of product or service you offer.